Hey everybody, it's Jana Bresnan, and I'm here again. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard, I am planning to join you guys to tell you a little bit more about my story. And really, what it is that I am on a mission. And that mission is to share my story in vulnerable, raw, and sometimes embarrassingly real ways so that you'll know that your story matters and that you're not alone. And I continue to be overwhelmed with all the people who've chosen to reach out and share their stories. Hey, Monica! And I just want you to know that every one of those goes straight to my heart. Sometimes I can't stop crying because I'm so overwhelmed that you would honor me with your stories. And I hope that you continue to do that. So today I wanted to talk to you about winning the lottery. And the thing about it is, this was also several years ago, and Tim and I were exploring the idea of who is my neighbor? If I'm supposed to love my neighbor, who exactly is that? Because we live in a pretty affluent neighborhood. So are we talking about the millionaires that live next door? Are we talking about the migrant workers who live in the canyon across the street? Are we talking about the panhandlers as we walk by? Like, who exactly is our neighbor, and how do I love them? So we started getting in the habit of stopping and talking to people who were asking for help. And there was this one day we were driving on the freeway. We were actually at an off ramp, and we saw a dude that said, trying to get to Carlsbad, which is a town like 15 miles away from where we were at the time. So, Tim rolls down the window and starts, hey, how you doing? And this man had a huge smile on his face, even though he was asking for money with a cardboard sign. And he said, hey, I'm doing great. And Tim said, what do you need to get to Carlsbad for? And he said, I've got a job. He was a pianist, a performer. He actually had skills. He had something that he needed to do. He just didn't have any money. And what he was asking for was money to get to a job so that he wouldn't have to sleep out in the cold that night. And we were touched because we drive by people every day that are asking for help, that have signs up, and we make up stories in our head about why that is. And here, because we'd stopped to ask, we were hearing the story. I just need to get to my job. So we, said our goodbyes and went down the road, but we were touched, we were changed. And something that really struck me at that time, we already knew that Tim had cancer. He didn't have much time to live. But I remember looking at him and saying, we've won the lottery, right? Finding each other, loving each other, our amazing families, this town that we get to live in, traveling the world. We've done so much. Now we can't turn around and say, and none of that was like, oh, we had this grandiose plan and we thought it up and we made it all happen. Like 99% of it was a gift. Whether it was jobs or opportunities or stock options, crazy stuff was happening to us all the time, pretty much from the time that we met. So anyways, I was like, we totally won the lottery. But we can't turn around and say, well, God, that sucks that we didn't win $250 million. We only have $50 million. Nobody would ever say that. It's like, you won the lottery. And the reason I wanted to share that with you is that in whatever struggle that you're facing, I want you to know that sometimes things just aren't your fault. Good or bad, they just happen. That's part of what living under grace means, is that we get to accept all this good that we don't deserve and that we didn't earn. And sometimes really hard and sad things happen too, like cancer, but it doesn't mean that we deserve it. It doesn't mean that there was something wrong with us and we're just getting something we've earned. So we can just accept the good as a blessing, and when the hard times come, even though we don't know why, remember that we still won the lottery in some kind of ways. So I just wanted to share that with you because that is something that helped me get out of bed every day after everything changed. And it's something I really still try to remember today, even when times are hard. And I just want to remind you that if you ever want to reach out and share your story, I'm so happy and honored to listen. You can private message me on Facebook. You can reach out to me by email, hello@jannabressenden.com, hello@jannabressenden.com. And I would just be honored to listen and to let you know that you're not alone. I'll see you on Monday, noon.